and because the Nürburgring is one of the most punishing tracks in the world, I want to make sure that the car is up to scratch before going down. And one of the things that I'm going to be upgrading is the brakes. So the brakes that are already on the car were pretty decent on the track. I really didn't have any particular fading or anything, but it's always nice to have that extra braking performance, also because I just want to have bigger brakes. So right now the car is on 300mm brakes in front and 280 in the rear, and that is the largest brakes that these cars came with. But this car shares the platform with C30 350 and all those, and particularly the V50 T5 all-wheel drive came with 320mm discs in the front and also larger calipers. I've just put those parts on here, so I got the calipers, brackets and pads and discs to go in front. The original Volvo, they were used on this, but even on those cars with 320mm front brakes, they were still on the 278mm rear brakes. So those 280mm rear discs are used on the 278mm front, 300mm front and 320mm front. So all of the three different sizes in the front use the same rear disc setup. So going to the larger disc setup in the front, I also want to upgrade the rear size because I want to have balanced performance, and also being a front wheel drive, it's always helpful to have a bit more like bite in the rear to get the tail round and just make the car more dynamic. So having larger brakes in the rear, I'm hoping will also help with just having a bit more stuff happening in the rear, right? So for that I'm going to use the original Volvo calipers, bear with me, and I have bought some Mazda 5, which is like a family minivan thing. Mazda 5 rear brake caliper brackets, which I'm going to use with the original calipers, and then I have the original Volvo brake pads, and then I have a Ford Focus RS rear brake disc. This is going to be like a real Franken brake setup kind of thing. All the resources are there online. I didn't figure this out all by myself. So I basically just saw what people were saying about what fits, and I did some basic measurements and stuff, and I believe that this is all going to fit right on. But there's only one way to figure out, and that's to actually try it. So that's basically what I'm going to do with that. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to do today. And in the last video I did the drive shaft and wheel bearing and stuff. As I said, it's a lot of different components. I'm hoping they all fit. If not, we'll just have to see. As you can see, these calipers are a lot bigger, meatier than the ones that are on there. I think these are gonna look really good behind those wheels. So I'm really excited to get these on also for that reason. It's not just the Nürburgring, it's also having those big brake calipers in the front. These are actually still just single piston caliper, floating calipers, but it's a pretty large piston and it's a pretty large caliper, so yeah, this is the one that Volvo makes. So this particular one is from a V40 cross country, because those use the same calipers but not the same brackets. So yeah, I've got parts from like 4 or 5 different cars here told to go in this car, so hopefully everything will fit on right. There is only one way to find out, and that is to actually do it. So let's actually do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to do a lot of braking here to get that coating off of the brake discs, and also these are high performance pads. These are Brembo HP2 pads in the front and HP2000 I think in the rear, so they are like a higher level street pad. I probably should have read something about them beforehand as to like bedding in process and all of that, but I'm just gonna do the same thing that I've always done, which is a lot of hard braking. So I'm just gonna do that. It's not gonna be very exciting to look at, watch, so this is gonna be a bit of a boring part for all of you, so I'm probably just gonna cut it out. That's an interesting sound. I should probably pick up that camera lens because it's rolling back and forth all over the place. Need to get it to roll back, so power. Smelling like brakes.